I do, since I came home in May, I do lectures on schools and libraries and institutions for young kids who maybe had drug problems or
Right.
criminals. And I do this. It takes between 2 and 4 hours, depends on how long time spent I had at the place.
Okay.
And I always get to a point in this lecture or talk where I tell that 3 things are necessary to kind of have in you before you can be authentic. And it's called on Danish ærlighed, kærlighed, særlighed, which is you have to be true and speak truth from the point of view where you are at the moment. You can't do better.
Right. Oh yeah.
You need love and you need uniqueness. And these 3 things, you have to accept these things in order to be you. And when I do this, when I do these lectures, I feel for myself a great satisfaction because I have the chance actually to express my experience and feeling from this bicycle journey. But when I try to talk to like my friends, and it's even 1 year ago I came home now.
Right.
For 24-year-old guy, it's a long time, 1 year. And till this day, I didn't have the chance to speak with one friend about the whole bicycle journey and my inner experience. And I mean, I wrote a stack of books like this during 20 months.
Okay.
So I use these lectures for this purpose and to communicate. And this brings me kind of to the next question: how to challenge in daily life other people's belief system or the way people think without getting stuck by fear and anxiety.
Well, there's 2 things really. First of all, I don't ever seek to change anyone's belief system. That's never the
challenge.
That's never the goal.
Okay.
The goal is to communicate information in a form that they can access and understand without having to have done years of bloody research. That means you bring things down into very simple words and explanations. And because, when I was a journalist, you realise that when I interviewed scientists and politicians and government administrators and all the rest of it, they would use jargon. They'd use scientific jargon. The doctor would use medical jargon. Politicians and administrators would use political jargon and administrative jargon. And economists would use financial jargon. And I used to say to them, look, I'm an idiot, right? Okay? I'm an idiot. Give it me in words of 1 syllable that an idiot like me can understand. And what I realised is they couldn't. They couldn't. Why? Because they didn't know their subject well enough. If you know the subject well enough, then you can bring it down to the simplest levels. And what's happening now is technology, like virtual reality games and computer systems and what have you, are starting to mirror the very reality that we're experiencing. And so you have those as analogies to explain apparently complex, deep explanations about the nature of reality and how we interact with it in very, very simple terms. But the information itself has to be powerful enough to get people to look at it and get people to be influenced by it, but at least give it attention. And this is an important point. The base foundation of this reality is not this. This is just a holographic, almost like a movie screen. The base foundation of this reality, this universe, including our own bodies, is vibrational information. The body's a vibrational field of information interacting with a massive vibrational field of information that we call the universe. It's from that level that that information is decoded through into this holographic level. That's what the body's doing. It's decoding vibrational information through into electrical information, same information, different form, and then the brain, indeed the whole genetic structure, is then structuring a holographic and digital reality that actually only exists within us. It's not even out here, it just seems to be projected out here, but actually it's all happening within us. And therefore, when you speak your truth with integrity, the voice to ear information, or the eyes to mind information, is only the holographic level of that communication. You're communicating with that person on a vibrational level much more powerfully than you are on the holographic level that we hear and see. And the information itself, either in verbal or word or written form, or even heard form on the radio, all that stuff, is itself an energy. And truth carries a very different and far more powerful energy than untruth, than lies, manipulation. And therefore, it's not about persuading people. It's about putting out information, either individually or collectively, if we're on the media or something, that comes from a point of view of truth, truth as we see it, because, people say always speak the truth. Well, I agree with that, but, we're trying to uncover something that doesn't want to be uncovered, etc. So, we can speak our truth when we know it's truth, or we can speak our truth as we perceive the truth to be at that point, although we may move on, but we better do, because we don't know it all, with new information. But at least we're speaking with the integrity of saying, either this is the truth as I know it, or this is the truth, in this case, as I feel it to be. And that integrity and that energy carries an enormous power, which can affect people in a very, very powerful way. Not necessarily at the moment of the communication. They might go away and think, rubbish, but that vibrational communication has taken place at the level from which everything plays out. And that person may, a week later, a few hours later, a month later, be doing something one day, walking in the supermarket, and suddenly it's like, I think there's something in that. And because it's got through from the vibrational level into the conscious mind. And also, you can influence people without knowing it, just by interacting with them. There's a vibrational exchange taking place, and they might be walking down the supermarket 3 weeks later and think, I've got it, I can see it. They might relate that back to the fact that you impacted upon them with that information communication on an unseen level, but they'll just get it, and who cares where they got it from, they've got it. So I do that, and in the sense that when I write a book, or where I'm speaking to an audience, I am not in any way trying to influence the audience as my goal. I am going out here to change the minds of these people. My goal, my motivation is I'm going out here to communicate information to people who, because they're here, obviously are interested in it. And then what they make of it is entirely up to them. See, it's none of our business what other people make of what we say. It's their business. Our business is to communicate and do what we say, and be what we say, and communicate what we say. That's the end of it. That's the end of it. That's the end of our part in this interchange. It's for them then to say, well, what do I make of it? What do I make of it? What's my truth in the light of this information I've been have had access to? And then we must all respect what they make of it. If they say, well, I'll accept that bit, I don't agree with that bit, and I don't agree with that bit, but I think that's right, that's fair enough. What are they doing? They're expressing their uniqueness upon that information. what do I would like to see more than anything else is that I would like to see people express their uniqueness, because mind does not express uniqueness overwhelmingly. It can be a conduit for consciousness to express its uniqueness, but mind invariably relates to a program or a blueprint or a belief system, and therefore doesn't tends to conform to structures and blueprints, because that's where its reality is coming from, especially the left side of the brain. So when you're seeing people express their uniqueness, you might not even agree with the uniqueness they're expressing, but they're doing it. They're expressing their uniqueness, and therefore they're moving out of the control of mind and programmed, blueprinted, this is how you must live your life because everyone else does. So that's the greatest thing that you can do for people, is encourage them to be what they feel, what they are. I have a simple